last year. The whole school did it. So it was 684 kids that spent at least 1 hour that week coding. And it's really interesting because even some of the teachers that are really tech resistant, we have a one-to-one program. So we're one-to-one iPads for all the kids, and they get to take them home. Like I went into a first grade teacher's classroom who was very, very much not afraid of technology. She's a fabulous teacher, but it's really scary for her. And she has these kids coding every single day. We use a variety of coding applications. One of them that's really great, especially for younger children, is Codable. So if you're interested in that, that's just a fantastic application. Our kids in the after-school program have been doing Scratch for about 3 years.
Wow.
So that's a little bit more sophisticated. They're, making games, and some of them have been doing it for 3 years, so the games are pretty amazing. And this year we're going to be working with the University of California, Santa Barbara. All of our 4th and 5th graders are going to learn to code through a program that they run called KELP. And basically it's 2 modules that are about 16 to 12 hours each, and at the end of the time, every single child will create a game.
Cool.
So my goal, and I'm working with another university for this, is that I think all of this coding is great, but I want to have an outcome. So my goal is that every child that leaves my school will be able to design a website or create a game.
Wow,
and
I think that's great.
I'm told by the computer science people that I'm working with that that's very realistic, that totally can happen. So I'm building up with these people. I want to build a scope and sequence from kindergarten through 5th grade so that it's not just random, where they're actually learning specific skills every year to build up to this culminating experience of designing a website or making a game.
That is very, very cool. That's neat.
Do you use Raspberry Pis at all?
Do I use what?
Raspberry Pis?
We haven't used that. We used Makey Makey this summer in camp, and I really liked it, but we haven't. Have you used it?
My twin sister actually partnered with the local university and was able to put it into her school. And they got a grant that was quite large, and they basically outfitted a grade 6-7 classroom and taught kids how to code through Raspberry Pi. But I've seen a lot of videos. I've been to a Pro-D. It sounds pretty phenomenal. And there's a huge Google community on it, too. So there's a lot of support out there and a lot of information that you can get. And kids can buy the Raspberry Pis, too, and then use them at home. And they're not really that expensive. So it's a good thing to look into. They're very popular in England. I know that.
Right.
So, but they haven't necessarily caught fire here where I am. But like I said, there's one school that was doing, 2 schools in our district that were doing Raspberry Pis, and one school that was doing Scratch. But it's kind of just starting to come in here. It's not necessarily something that's a huge fad right now, but it's definitely something for you to look into, Raspberry Pis.
And I think I saw this week that Scratch is making an iPad app, too.
They are. They are, because that's been the holdup, because, of course, the iPads, we have to use our desktops for that. The iPads don't support Flash, but they are making an application, and it's supposed to be available this fall, which will be really, really exciting. Yeah. But the good thing about coding is that what we've found that the kids that are using it, their critical thinking has improved, their ability to problem solve has improved, so it isn't just about math and computer science. It's kind of spread out into everything. It really is very much in line with the Common Core and the things that the Common Core is trying to achieve as far as critical thinking and problem solving.
What are some of the other things you guys love to do?
I'm having some audio issue. Is anybody else hearing what Anne's been saying?
Yes,
like
I'm fine. Yep.
5 minutes ago? There's a lag. There's like 2 audios that just went on. That's so weird.
I'll plug in my headphones, but I don't think it's me.
No, I don't know.
I think that happened to me, and it was because I had the edcampHome page open with the Google Hangout on. And that happened to me. It was all echoey, and there was a big lag. So if you had the Google Hangout, the edcampHome page on with the Google Hangout, that'll happen.
Yeah, I don't have that open.
Oh, well, don't know.
Did I fix it by putting in headphones?
No, that's okay. No, I think everything's fixed now. And I don't know if you saw the chat, but we're live, so we're everything is good. Because I taught pre-K through 8, I wanted, I used a lot of technology in my classroom, but I didn't really want the distraction for kids when I was using YouTube or different links. So I found using, do you guys know the site Lesson Paths?
No.
I'm going to put a link in the chat right now. And it's basically a website where you can collect links and videos and documents in one place. So when you click on that that link, you will see a page that I created with ThinkLink. And but it's a site where kids can see all of my resources and all the links that we use in the classroom, so that they can go home and they can also practice musical skills or watch a video that we watched in the classroom and had discussions. And I can even put up a document about different things that we've discussed, or put up a quiz or whatever like that. So what I like about this site is that it just takes away all the distractions, of related videos or things like that. So I have all my teaching materials in one place. So I like that, and I can just use this site for my daily teaching, or even share it with parents on the school blog, where at home the students can show the parents what they've been doing in the classroom. So I think it's this site is really good for pre-K through 8th, but what I've been using with middle school and definitely with the high school students is I've been making different boards on Flipboard, and I'm going to share that link with you again on the chat. So on the Flipboard, it's a really cool online magazine. So when you are flipping through pages, and because I was a tech chair too, I was able to share a lot of resources with my teachers. Like going through, we had a Tech Tip Tuesday at my school, so we were sharing different technology tips and things like that. So it's kind of like a Pinterest, but you could read it on the iPad or the iPhone, just flipping pages, and great way to share resources. And I've been seeing a lot of teachers using it in the classroom in terms of just posting things for students to read and comment on the comment section and things like that. So yeah, and my previous school was a Google application school, so it was really neat that all the students had Google accounts, and editing papers just right online, and it was really easy. That entire school was Google, but I'm going to a new school, so that will change.
Do you have plans to make them go Google?
I mean, if I have the power, yeah. But we're a one-to-one school, and it's actually like one plus one. It's every student will have an iPad, but they're welcome to bring any kind of laptop device. So what I've been seeing in the school is that they have a laptop, they have an iPad, and they also have cell phones.
Yep.
So it's like 3 devices per kid, right? So I mean, they're connected. So I think most teachers use that to really connect to the kids, and devices are devices. It could be just carrying around a textbook, but it's what you do with it that makes it really meaningful. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to connecting with the kids, and making creative projects, music projects and recordings and things like that.
I'm interested in hearing about who people follow that they feel are, really helpful.
In what aspect? For health?
Oh,
Any
yeah.
specific
I've got
one?
like a broad range of people that I follow for different things. So basically anybody that you feel has been, really kind of your go-to person.
Well, I know for me, I only started Twitter in September, and I found that over the last 10 months, I've really just started to kind of connect with people in person. And I find that it's connecting with the people in person that make a difference. Like,
I agree.
I mean, there are some really awesome websites out there that have Twitter accounts. Like, I I tend to look for inspiring things through Twitter, so something that's going to uplift me or uplift my students. And so I find that there's a website called Upward. I really like what they have to say. They have some like really positive things to say and videos, and so I'll follow them. Bored Panda is another website. Just has really cool insights. They're not necessarily really encouraging, but they'll have some really neat pictures and images. But as for people, like I think when I first started, I just tried to connect with as many people as I could. But then I realized, for me personally, it's the people that I actually try to connect with at conferences. Another one person that I really like, actually, that I connected recently at a Google conference with was Jenny McGarria. She's a Google educator and presenter, and she has some really great things. And Jenny is, I don't know how to spell her full name, but I think it's Jenie. Constantly going back to her her Twitter feed, because she has some really cool things to say about Google and how to implement Google. But yeah, as for local people, like for me, like I would say like my administrator, Chris Fuger. I would say like some other people in my school district, Sean Davids. There's some people that I would say that I go to look for information. Tracy Kramer and Sherry Hall. But these are people I actually like connect with regularly. But I don't know. I mean, what are other people? Who are other people connecting with, and who are they linking with?
I think what you said, Victoria, is right. Is that I think we can follow a lot of people on any of the social media, Facebook, Twitter, whatever, Instagram. But if you don't have that personal connection, knowing a little bit of details about their teaching life or personal life, whatever they tweet, I think that is the key to being inspired or being being inspired by it. So I guess I joined Twitter like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and in the beginning I didn't know what I was doing, so I followed pretty much everybody, people that I wanted to, like some celebrities and some teachers, or it was hodgepodge, and I really didn't have a purpose in terms of Twitter. But so I actually got rid of that account because it wasn't really useful. But I learned that from teachers that if I only use it for my professional life, my teaching life, and have a goal, to connect with different teachers, or look for people who are really good at sharing resources that I might not know about. So I started, following probably about 100 people in the beginning, just following and lurking on Twitter. But what really made a difference was that when they tweeted out links, and I found it really, useful, I actually tweeted them back. Not only retweeting, but I actually initiated a conversation, and found that these people who were very resourceful were also human beings, and who actually had very awesome personalities. So I have to say, Victoria, some of my closest friends are from Canada, even though I'm an American. And thanks to Twitter, I actually met them, in person through different conferences like ISTE. And when I visited Canada, we actually visited their homes and things like that. So it's pretty amazing that through social media, great friendships and great professional connections do happen. And I love that, sometimes I use, Skype or Google Hangouts to bring some of these teachers into my classrooms and connect my students to these people that I know. So that's been also very transformative because students see that, okay, so beyond our school, beyond our walls, we can learn from others. And they know because they're they're on YouTube all the time and seeing people. But people that I know, their teacher knows is coming into the classroom. I think students were really tickled by that. So those are really cool connections. So I'm inspired by a retired teacher named Doug Peterson from Canada, and his Twitter handle is Doug Pete. Like a computer genius, but he just shares a lot of really cool resources and commenting on blogs. I think that really connected me to teachers as well. It doesn't have to be long comments or complicated comments. But even the way that we could ask questions, or can you clarify this point, or wow, that your post really hit home with me, just agreeing or agreeing to disagree, just to have that online conversation. I think those are have really opened a lot of ways for me to connect with them.
And can I also mention something too? One thing that I also have had the privilege of being part of is an EdChat. And so BC has BC EdChat, and that has been huge for me. And Victoria Olsen was the one who told me about it, and there's a number of regulars there, which has been wonderful because then I also meet them at conferences too.
Yeah.
So, and I started doing BC EdChat every Sunday night between 7 and 8 Pacific Standard Time in October, I think. And I've been a regular there for the last 9 months. And that's another place that if you can be part of an EdChat and connect with educators through an EdChat, I think that's a really great way to go. Because it's, I think it adds so much more depth when you're connecting with educators online, but also in person, or, somehow make a personal connection, whether it's at a conference or whatever. But that's just my experience.
Right.
Yeah, no, I think it's great. The chats are great, and Rachel just posted California Ed Chat, which is one of my favorites, and the other one that's really great is Sat Chat WC. They have a Sat Chat for the East Coast,
Saturday,
the West, and that's a really great, really great chat, and that is a great way to connect with people. Last year when I went to ISTE, I didn't go this year, but when I went last year, I was lucky enough to meet a lot of the people, that I follow on Twitter. And the thing that's so great is they're just so accessible. They're teachers. Yep. So even the ones that have kind of the real super rock star status are very approachable. And I got to meet, I don't know if any of you listen to Techlandia, the podcast, but if you don't, I would strongly recommend it because not only is it very entertaining, but it's extremely informative. And some of the organizers of this whole EdCamp have been guests on that show. They have a couple of different formats. One is where they do kind of what this one was supposed to be like, where you share, everybody shares an application, somebody to follow on Twitter, and I can't remember what the third thing is, but they've gone into kind of a longer format where they're actually interviewing people.
Oh, cool.
And it's really well worth taking time. So if you just go on to, if you have any kind of an iPhone or an iPad and you just go into their podcast, you can follow Techlandia, and they're also on YouTube. And all three of those people are worth following. It's John Samuelson, Kurt Reese, who's a principal in Wisconsin, and Allison Anderson, who's a teacher in Portland, Oregon, but also an editor for Getting Smart, which is a blog, an online blog, and they're all really great people to follow.
Great. Awesome.
Is it okay if I share a few things what we're doing at our school and share a few things? Okay.
Yeah.
I know you guys were talking about that earlier.
Can you say that one more time, Victoria?
Oh, my volume low. No, I was just saying is that is it okay if I share a few things about what we're doing at our school and kind of explore? I know you guys originally talked about that at the beginning, and I just kind of wanted to add a few things. Can you hear me fine, or is this really?
Yeah.
Really quiet?
No, you sound great.
Okay, great. Okay, I've never done this before, but I'm going to do a screen share. If I can try to do that. Full screen. Or screen share. Okay, whoa. I don't know how that happens. Oh, this is fun. How do I do this?
Really cool.
Okay, here we go. Okay, so I'm going to show. So are you seeing the screen right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the school I'm working at, James Hill Elementary, and we've just started a YouTube channel just this past year, and my students have been working a little bit on Minecraft, and I teach a grade 3-4 class, and we've been learning about area and perimeter. And so what the kids had to do is we had, done the traditional worksheets and talked about what they were, what area and perimeter was. And then what I did is I gave them this project where we had to create a playground for our school. And originally what they had to do is they actually had to create platforms for 3 different types of playground structure. And then I asked them to make sure that it was a certain type of area and a certain type of perimeter. Grade 3's got perimeter. The grade 4's had to do area and perimeter. And then they built them with like the little Unifix cubes. And then after that, I let them go for Minecraft. And so as you can see here, Riley and Reese's playground. So what I did is I did a screen recording through a piece of software called Reflector. And I recorded what they did on their iPads. And so this is just one example of what their playground, two of the kids, they created a playground.
That's cool.
But what I really loved about doing this with the kids is they were just absolutely so excited to do this. And I would say that this is one of the biggest highlights I found this past year is exploring the use of Minecraft with my students. And this is the app. Like it was very expensive, but I would say it was highly worth the money. And in the end, these kids, built their structures. Here's a couple structures. There's 3 structures on there, and then they were able to build more. So obviously, these kids did underground, an underground roller coaster. We have like lava waterfalls and some crazy stuff. So but the kids actually really enjoyed it. But I would say this is one of the most wonderful apps I've ever explored in my classroom, and the kids are really excited. So we also did this other one, which is just a Father's Day tribute, where they were creating castles, and they had to create a throne for their father. And that was, I actually have one student in my class whose father lives in the southern states somewhere, and so what was cool about this is he was able to, email his dad the link and say, "Dad, you can watch this," right? And so that was kind of special. It's kind of nice to be able to have something to give his dad, right? So there's the throne. But once again, like this was the second project we did, and with Minecraft, and they just really enjoyed it. And also, I also integrated 3D objects into this because we were also talking about rectangular prisms and all that fun stuff. So, and cubes and stuff. So they had to create certain furniture out of different shapes. So yeah, I knew that with this this session we were talking about apps, but I would say that whoops, don't want to put back there.
the Minecraft would have been my most favorite app I've used this year so far. So yeah.
So did you use the application or did you do this online?
I used the application.
And was it EDU? Was it the Minecraft EDU or just a regular Minecraft application? I think it's called Seeds.
Yeah, I think it's the iPad version of Minecraft, whatever that is. I mean, I don't think you're able to do as many things as you were if you're doing the EDU.
Right.
And I've heard EDU is quite expensive too.
Oh, it is.
I don't know. Is it?
That's what she said it was expensive.
$400 or something? I'm not quite sure.
It's like it's $60 for a license for each license, and then I think you can get some kind of a site license.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting because we just went straight to the app, and yeah, it's been quite successful for us. The only problem we have is we share 30 iPads with 300 students. And so we share with that many students. We've had, I think, a handful of projects go missing or get destroyed because they're being shared with 300 students, right? So, but yeah, I just wanted to share a little bit about that app because I had a wonderful success with it.
If you can give the exact name of it, because the only one I've been able to find is called Seeds, I think, Minecraft Seeds, but it's slightly different than the regular Minecraft, so I'd be interested in knowing the exact name.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure.
And did you have them in creative mode, or did you just have them in the regular mode?
No, this one is called Minecraft Pocket Edition on the App Store. I think it's called Pocket Edition. Yes, this is it. So Minecraft Pocket Edition. Let me just do a screen share. If I can do it again. Okay. And there it is right here. I think it's this one, I think. Now, it says $6.99 here, but if you do it through, I guess, the bulk purchasing plan, we got it for, well, actually, I don't even know. I don't think it was even discounted. But I think at the time when we purchased them, I think it was only like $3.99. I think it's gone up a bit.
We probably have that purchase plan deal where you do get it for half price.
Yeah, I think Minecraft didn't qualify, or at least in Canada it doesn't qualify.
Interesting.
So, but yeah, this is it. This is completely it.
Yeah, thanks. That's huge. I'm hoping more of my teachers will do that. I actually had one of them go to a Minecraft camp this summer, so I'm hoping that that's going to carry over where he's going to come back and want to do it with the kids.
That's really cool. So in the chat, I asked Rachel and Anne to put your Twitter handles in, and I'll put mine in too, so that we could continue learning online. Because I actually need to stop our session. I think we're going into the Tech Slam or the App Slam. I think the Slam sign up is up right now. So thanks, guys.
Thank you so much. I learned some stuff. Thank you.
Yeah. And
Nice
we'll see you on.
Nice to meet you, everyone.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.